So we are here with Paco, Francisco Bellon, who is the Chief Operating Officer, Berkeley Energia. And Paco, behind us is the crusher that arrived on site last week. How important is this piece of equipment for your operation?
It's actually the core of the crushing and screening part of the plant, which is the area of the plant that receives the ore from the mine. When the trucks are coming from the mine, this equipment is the equipment where the trucks dump the ore directly. So I would guess that is the most important equipment in this section because it deals first with the ore when coming from the mine.
Okay, so you are Chief Operating Officer, so you are basically running all the operation here in Salamanca. How many people are working with you in the office?
Now we are 70 people, close to 70 people. We are increasing the crew as much as we required people. We are double people than last year, for instance, at this time. And now that we are starting construction, we will duplicate even our existing crew in the next 2 to 3 months. And obviously, when we are in operation, the direct employment that we will generate is about 450.
Okay, and with the indirect jobs, how many jobs are you going to offer to the community?
To the community in this area, with the previous operations that has been done in the past, the ratio is 5 to 1. So with a direct employment of 450, the indirect component would be something like 2,000, which is very, very significant for an area like this, in which the activity came down very, very much in the last 15, 20 years.
And you are also offering training as well?
Yes, obviously our target is that we generate employment, but then we will not allow any job opportunity to be lost because of a lack of training. So we have started already the training program. We have trained 125 people already. People who is working with us has already went through this training process, and it's been very, very successful and very, very well accepted by the community.
So let's talk a little bit about the cost of operation. The Salamanca project has been described as the lower cost uranium mine development in the world today. Why is that?
It's because of a number of things which makes this project very, very unique. First of all, the ore body is very, very shallow, what means that the stripping ratio is very low, what makes very, very efficient mining cost. Second, the grade of the ore, which is compared to other open pit operations significantly higher. This high grade makes obviously the cost per produced pound much lower than in some other mines. And the third thing is the existing infrastructure all around us. So if you compare this site with some remote area, then the differences are that, for instance, we have not to generate power here. We will take the power from the existing power lines that you can see around us. We will not produce the acid here in a dedicated plant because we have more than enough sources of acid around the site. We don't need a camp, so people can go home after work on a daily basis. We have water, we have all the things that obviously requires in some other places plenty of infrastructure to be built is available here.
And also I understand the European Union has been helping you with putting all the infrastructure in place.
Yeah, I mean, most of the infrastructure built in Spain over the last, say, 10, 15, 20 years obviously has been funded very, very strongly by the European Union, and obviously we are taking advantage from that.
So your cost of production per pound of uranium is $15 right?
Yes.
Is that likely to stay steady, and how is based on how much production of uranium, and then in case, considering you are targeting more the zone 7, more drilling at the zone 7, that can reduce over time?
Yes, the $15.5 per pound is our cost during the steady state of operation. That corresponds with a production of 4.4 million pounds per year, average.
Is that going to be achieved by when, you think?
Could be cheaper because, I mean, one of the things that we are doing is exploration programs which are targeting to identify more ore bodies similar to the Thuna 7, which because of the grade obviously makes the cost very, very efficient. So we would expect to increase the production, to increase the pipeline of deposits to be mined with similar type of deposits, which will help to maintain these costs much longer in the time.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the stage you are with the operation. I would like you to comment a little bit on the permitting and also on the land acquisition.
It's basically done. We have already acquired more than 600 hectares here at Retortillo. All the plots has been acquired by amicable agreements with the owners. There are remaining just a few hectares to be acquired, and that's very, very well in progress. Same as the permitting, which, as you know, is a work in progress during the life of the mine. It's not something that you finish at some point in time and then you don't continue to work on that. So
you can't to get everything in place. It's something that you need to get in different stages.
Obviously, even when you are closing the mine, you need the permit to close the mine. So we have all permits for all the activity we are doing now. We are ready to start building with all this equipment arriving to site now. So we are really on track on this.
Okay, the last question. I mean, I wanted to ask you that in particular because now you're working for Berkeley, but in the past you've been working for other mines in Spain. What makes this project one of the best resource projects in Spain, and why is it so important?
Yes, there is something which makes this project different than others, which is the volume of production that it will make. So the 4.4 million pounds per year are equivalent to 130% of the domestic consumption in Spain. Nuclear, you know that in Spain generates something like 22% of the energy that is generated in country. So this project will make a production equivalent to close to 30% of our electrical generation. Obviously, this is something that is quite unique in Spain for a single mine. And I would not say only for Spain, but even in Europe. The 4.4 million pounds in a year will equate to 10% of the European demand, which obviously is very, very welcome as well from the European Union, as they said.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.